Hello world, how are you doing? Sorry I'm late, my housemate wanted to talk about Games Workshop models, so I'm entirely unprepared and running behind. Deeply sorry. But other than that, how are you beautiful humans doing? Wonderful, glorious, great, fantastic, sublime, superb. This is good to hear. This is what we like to hear. Okay, I think I'm broadcasting. I think I am. I think I'm making noise. The reason why you can't hear or see anything exciting or interesting is because, that aforementioned, I've just got upstairs and I've just sat down. I didn't even bother with my starting screen. I've just gone straight in. All that buttery goodness. And because of that, I need to find this, click on my little local thingamajig. Have we all had good days at work or not work? Life? Yes? My day was as you expect, really. I slopped around in my little dungeon and slopped around some more. And that was about it, really. Pretended to be human for a while. Did a presentation. That was very exciting. Then it was evening and I cooked a nice potato curry. We had a nice delicious potato curry, so that was nice. And then I just want to check my calibration here a second. Let me just press the button and move my little face around and make sure that it's all behaving properly. Calibrate. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that looks like it might be better. Does it? Well, my mouth isn't moving. Let's try that again. Calibrate again. We're now calibrating. How are you all doing? Are you all doing wonderfully? Yes, of course you are. I've just managed to open up my foundry instance, so that's a good start. I think we're good now. I think we're good. Cool. Let's get my foundry in a good place, a good position for sharing. And yeah, cool. Game capture, no. Camo capture, no. Chrome capture. Encoding overloaded. Consider something or other. Oh no, that didn't look like a very good message. Didn't look like a good message at all. Let's hit this button. Okay. Can we see the screen? We can see the screen. I've shared the screen. We're good. Good to go. Okay. Let's make this a little bit bigger, I suppose. Here we go. A little bit smaller. There we go. So I've been watching. So lots of people have been doing. A lot of people have been doing captain's log. So that's good. But yeah, a lot of them show different things in different ways. Most of them show the book a bit more than I do. So, I was kind of worried about showing the book, but let's get the book open. Captain's log. Oh, another thing that I was doing, not captain's log, drive through RPG. The other thing that I was doing the other day, I ran some Star Trek Adventure. Well, I didn't run. We set up some Star Trek Adventure. So I'll be playing the main full version of the game at some point soon. Probably this weekend. Well, I should probably check to see if any of my friends are about over the bank holiday. See if I can get some extra play sessions in. But we'll see. I also had a little browse through some of the games that I've got. I don't know how I should go about doing figuring out what I should play. Because like I've said, I've got about, well, if I look at my little screen right now, I've got 1,162 items in my drive-through RPG account. So that's a few. So I exist in a space where making decisions is very, very difficult. I will frequently, as opposed to making a decision, simply sit there and ramble about potential decisions. Oh, exit strategy. That sounds like it could be good. That's a nice name. But not what we're looking for. We're looking for Captain's Log. I also should order the actual book for Captain's Log, and we could use the overhead camera as well. Let's open this up. Yeah. Cool. And let's fit one page per page. Fit one page per page. Yeah. Cool. Cool. And let's hit the little. Make sure my Adobe Capture's set up. I don't have an Adobe Capture set up. Was I using Chrome? No, I was using this Chrome one. Okay, yeah. So let's see what this looks like when I share it. Donk. That looks like so. Well, that looks good. That looks like a good start. Good start there. For some reason oh, I know why my obsidian is grayed out. Where do we think we can put it? I mean, regardless of where we put it, it'll be in the way. But cool, let's leave it there. Left-hand side of the screen? Yeah, because then I'm not in front of it. Uh-oh. That's wrong. That's one. Cool. So as you can see, I spent, this is an asset that I purchased off of Etsy. I'm sure I could make it myself if I wasn't artistically challenged. And I made a little landing page for us, just to have a wee thing. And then these are all my friends' characters. So there are 2 of them are full characters, and a bunch of them are support characters. But they've all got pictures because, when I'm playing my solo stuff, I'm not as cautious about. I'm not as cautious about using non-naughty sources, right? One thing I can do, though, I think, is I can set the ship picture, USS Endeavor. If we click on this, and we go to modules, and we go to S for Star Trek. S for Star Trek. OSR MPS S. ST. Not a D, not STD. STA Initiative, STA Compendia, this is it. And if we go into assets, I think, ships, yes. And we go for Federation, Starfleet, okay. Constitution class, there we go, select, yay. Now we've got a little picture of the Constitution class on there. That makes me happy. Mission profile, Discovery. So I note before when we were playing, I've probably been doing a few things wrong, but such is life. Because this system, of course, is the full-fledged Star Trek adventure system. So it does some things that I think we probably shouldn't have been doing. But, oh well, whatever. Now then, more importantly, let's get back to what was going on. So we had our captain, Tabitha O'Reilly. Oh, I'd actually, I made, back to user data. Up and on, worlds, dungeon, captain's log, assets, characters, choose a file. So I've been playing select. I've been playing what should we call it? Star Trek Online. And I thought, we can use that. There we go. It ain't great, but it'll do. It'll do. So we've got Tabitha O'Reilly. She is predominantly very good at being daring and very good at being charismatic. Not so much on everything else. And then her speciality is kind of command, security, and then lagging behind in engineering, science, and medicine. Cool, yeah. That's her. And the ship is the USS Endeavor. Probably spelt wrong, but it is what it is. And yeah. It's got a nice kitchen. It's got a good research facilities. It's got a good damage control. Did I bother putting in for text? I did put in the text. There you go. Yeah, so that's the ship. I'm pretty sure that the Constitution class should have some shuttles. No one mentions it, as in like no one in the game book mentions it, but I'm pretty sure they should have. Let's have a quick check. Google Chrome, Constitution, Star Trek Constitution class shuttles. Memory alpha, Control F, shuttles, shuttles. Here we go. Does it say? Next. So the same ship is seen to have at least 2 Class F shuttles. This may vary per ship, as the USS Exeter was specifically stated to have just 4. Alright, landing bays and cargo facilities. The aft landing bay provided personnel in small craft with a means of entering and exiting the vessel. The 2260's configuration Constitution class carried a complement of 4 shuttlecraft. Cool. There we go. So we should make a note somewhere on we'll stick it here in notes. There we go. 4 shuttlecraft. Worth remembering because remember the old Voyager, right? She at one point they're like, she's only got 8 torpedoes left, and then I remember seeing a site and they've count the number of torpedoes that they fire, and it's a significantly bigger number than the number they supposedly had. That's funny. I'm hilarious. Having a hilarious time. So, Captain's log. What were we up to? So what we were doing is we were rescuing a landing party from certain death at the hands of some kind of monsters, right? So we need to capture one of the wasps alive. So yeah, in the last one we were in an underground complex. Our science officer had been kidnapped, had been captured, and is pinned up against a wall. And there's a strange alien base that is ferrying things up from this planet into the moon, and yeah, that's what's going on. So we left it off with how are we going to clear the way? We need to capture one of those wasps alive and see if we can find some weakness, preferably without needing to exterminate them all, as that would be in poor taste. So I think that this is going to be a daring security role, because it's probably going to try phases on stun, see if we can set up a stun. That sounds like a thing that we could do. I don't think any of our values are in it. I don't know. I don't think any of our focuses are included either. So perform task. Yeah, we're not using a focus. We're not using a determination. Let's see what we get. 12 2 12s. That's a double success, right? So we get a point of momentum that we can use. Donk. And Tabitha and her collection of security people managed to track down and isolate a wasp, so it's on its own, and they do their pew with the phasers. Now the question is do the phasers knock the creature out? And for this we should go to, let's open up the show the book for a second. So for this, because we're just asking a question, does it work on it? So, you know, we got a great roll, but did it work? So probability matrix, standard probability, I feel that it's somewhat probable that it works. So we roll a d20 and we see if it works. Oh, and you can see it even. My head's not away. That's good. D20. That's not a D20. That's a D12. D20. 13. So somewhat probable. 13 is a no. No. So the wasp thing is. So the scene. So we're going to say scene 8. Let's open this up and let's bring this where you can see it. There we go. And let's hide this so that we don't get visual overload. So if we see in here, scene 7. So if the scene 7 ended with we managed to corner. We managed to isolate one of the wasps using our because we used daring and we used security, right? So using we managed to isolate one of the wasps using a series of focused phaser shots that made it move into a isolated cul-de-sac. There we go, isolated cul-de-sac. Now, what's a cul-de-sac? Doesn't matter. It's isolated, is what it is. An isolated wee nook, a nice little nook. However, the phasers did not stun it. So you can kind of imagine here that they've been using kind of like maybe like the heat of the phasers to make it or just scaring it along. So anyway, they've managed to get it into this area. They've attempted to stun it, and it's not worked. So I think that's scene. This is scene 8, right? So the crew attempt to stun the landing party. Party attempt to stun the creature. However, phasers do not stun. So the question is, what would it do? Well, I think it would get angry and now it's cornered, attempt to attack the party. I want to check one thing, right, which is momentum and threat spins. So momentum. Well, this is just a spend for momentum. Okay. Right. So That's what I'm not entirely sure on. So if we go to this page, where is it? This one. Narrate a task, roll the dice, determine the impact, narrate the outcome, repeat until the mission is finished. Right, is the core loop. And then choose your life path, Starship conflict, core game loop, mission 203. Creating a Starship core game loop. Yes, no, probably. It doesn't matter. Just keep on going. This is the thing. Don't get caught up procrastinating like I get caught up procrastinating. Procrastination is not your friend. Well, maybe it is. It definitely is. I love procrastination. So the landing party attempt to stun it. It doesn't stun it. The shooting it with the phasers, in fact, makes it resonate. Right, shooting it with the phasers make it resonate on some undetectable level. Science assistant. So we've also got we've got the head of medical workers, right? So did we give them a name? I should probably make a list of all the names that we've given people. That would be useful. So I'm going to say that because here's the question is does scene 7 end successfully or end bad? This is probably still the same scene, right? So this isn't scene 8. This is still scene 7. Because you're supposed to narrate until you're happy with rules of play, playing captain's log, launching a mission, free act structure, constructing your universe scenes. I guess is it. Here we go. Game loop. No. No, right. That's not the one I was looking for. Creative process. Core loop. Roll forward. Failing forward. Yeah. Anyway, I can't remember where it is. It's in here somewhere. Cold opens. Stuff. I'm sure there was a picture that talked about a flowchart for the scene, but okay, whatever. It's not important. It's not important. We just roll forward. Just roll with it. Roll with it. Don't worry about it. That's our motto. Just remind me about it every time I forget. Right? Cool. So I think we're going to keep this in the same scene because my problem is otherwise the things could go on forever, right? Depending on how long you make your scene. Shooting at the phasers, it resonates on some undetectable level. We hear buzzing in the hive. So I think that is the end of the scene, right? So and I think because remember we're going to trace whether or not a scene was successful or not successful. And there's 5 in each. So what was scene 6? So scene 6 is we went into the belly of a beast. The party must find a way of rescuing things. I think that is that's kind of a negative scene. This is a negative scene. Right. What are we doing? Well, let's take a look at us. So the question is, can we find a non-violent resolution to the bug problem, right? So, upon identifying that it's using that there's that strange harmonic, right? What we should do is have the science have our medicine, have our medical chap, our science chap, do some science, right? So medicine, I think probably sensors, perform task. No, it doesn't have anything to do with any of our bits and pieces. That doesn't look like it's been successful. No. Though, I can use this point of momentum to make it successful. Okay, let's use that. Let's use the point of momentum. So, the good doctor, I can't remember what the doctor was called, so Dr. Farouk turns to us and goes, Captain O'Reilly, I having reviewed the sensor, the emissions that the creature made, I feel that if given enough time, I'll be able to synthesize that sound and lead them, distract these creatures. And Tab, how long do you need? Oh, it should only be a matter of minutes. Okay, we'll try and hold them off, she says. And now we have a personal conflict, right? So if we go to personal conflict, there's a flowchart for this. If we go to forms, and we go to here, and we go personal conflict flowchart 203. Oh, can I just click on here? I can. There we go. Clonk. Let's get rid of this. So, create a hit track for each character. So, at times you may come under attack. Attacks, surely that attacks should not be all in uppercase, but whatever, can come from a variety of sources: people, animals, ships, spatial anomalies, robots, etc. Therefore, you have been given training to keep yourself safe from harm. Fight scenes in Star Trek are rarely prolonged bouts that monopolize most of an episode. Combat is swift, decisive, and potent. How does combat work in Captain's Log? When launching into a combat scene, you roll the attack check. The result check the result, determine if it was a success or not, and then narrate the outcome with as much detail as you can muster. Swish. So, attack tracks. Dr. Farouk says that they can replicate the strange alien pitch, and hopefully create. I wonder, do you think command would be diplomacy or con? Hopefully create a decoy that will lead the wasps away. We need to buy them time. So, with that, we set up the track. So, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And so the track here is really keeping them at bay, right? We're not trying to kill them. We're just trying to keep them off of our 6. So again, nestle behind some rocks as because they're about a foot, right? A foot long, probably about a third of a foot high. So like 10 centimeters high, 30 centimeters long. Bad looking creaturey, monstery things, right? They look like they're gonna do terrible things to you. Probably lay horrible eggs inside of you. Ugh. And we've all got our little, because these are like little phaser pistols from the good old days. And we're going to hide back there, and we're going to do some pewing. So, I'm not showing my thing, am I? Let me show the thing. This is where having a soundboard would be cool as well. But instead, you're going to get my sound effects. So they're going bzzz, and we're going psh, 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 psh. And for our first attack, we're going to do. Well, we're attempting to keep secure, right? So control security. We're trying to maintain kind of like our safety. Keep behind these various machines, not machines, behind these boulders, and we pew pew pew. Let's see what happens. Pew pew pew. I wonder what the difference between perform a challenge and perform a task is. 2 11s, double success, gain a momentum. So because she's such a great commander, she molds to these kinds of scenarios effortlessly. As much as she's a diplomat's child, she's also a child of action and conflict. So she kind of every shot she lands, because first of all she got hits for the side of the nest as it's coming in, and the nest kind of jet kind of explodes, and like little rocks kind of scatter out, hitting lots of these wee beasties, kind of knocking them to the ground and flinging them far away. Then her next shot, pew, pew, hits one in the wing, sending it flying off. The men in the team, in the landing team, are firing their phasers. It's pew, 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 bzz, pew, pew, pew. It's going really well. Add 1 hit to the opposition. So we're going to do a double hit with that momentum point. So we're going to immediately spend this momentum point to get 2 hits on the enemy, right? Wasp, swarm, landing party, rescue party, the rescue party. Rescue Rangers. Next round comes around. The Wasps are redoubling their efforts. Well, for this one, she's going to be using her brilliant command skills to properly direct the battle, right? To keep the side morale up, and keep them kind of like focused on the job at hand, right? So that's the objective. She's trying to keep kind of people focused, making sure that they're doing their best. Does this include? And not really. I think I'd be cheating if I use team dynamics. I could do leading by example. What does using a focus do in this, right? Because I know in the main game it gives you like a free 1, right? So it gives you like two free successes by default. But what does it do in this? Rules of play, mission length, mission tracker. What is a task? Mission success. What is a task? Example of resolving. Playing through acts. No, not here. Ow. Getting started flowchart. Mission length. Maybe I should just use the old search tool. Should I focus? With a U, not a Y. Focuses. Okay, right, here we go. This might tell us. Focuses. If a character has a focus that applies to the current task and they roll a number equal or less from their discipline rank, they immediately create an advantage. Okay, roll less from their discipline rank. Okay. Or roll for the advantage. Okay, they create an advantage. Right. Okay. So Whereas before, oh, I need to get us back to that combat page. So let's go back to here. Go back to the form, right? And then let's get back to combat. Right, and let's close the bookmarks. Okay. So when you've got a focus here, we can, and if it gets below the discipline, we get to create an advantage. Okay. So we have. So that's a 3. So that's below the 5. So we get to roll to create an advantage. Sometimes you kind of wish that you could have multiple easy to return to bookmarks, because I don't want to go from this page. So, but I've got to. Is it this one? Additional matrices. Astrogation. Allies and adversaries. Picture of an Akira class ship. Gaha. Complications? Advantages. Roll a d20. Let's roll a d20. Roll a d20. Roll a d20 and see. Roll a d20. Roll a d20. Roll a d20 and see. Change of heart. A nemesis or superior officer decides to assist the crew, whether for their own purposes or because they have charmed the crew. Do advantages need to be applied immediately? Well, let's just make a note of this somewhere. Let's add it into our... Let's just save this for a second. There it is, captain's log. Let's add it into here. Add page. Change of heart. And let's put the text in here, because I'm not sure, because at this very moment in time, I guess it kind of does make sense right now, but it kind of feels that I'd rather have rolled that far later in our adventures. But oh, a nemesis, or because it said a nemesis or superior officer decides to assist the crew. So let's not think about it for now. So we the long and short of that though is that we rolled a success, and Dr. Farouk successfully activates his device. The humans simply here. The humans hear nothing. But the wasps seem to scatter, attempting to get as far away as possible from their tricorder. So they're holding out a tricorder, and it's going, and the sci-fi going, noise is going on. No one else can hear it. The wasps are like legging it. Okay, so with this, with this, they are able to. With this, they are able to keep the wasps at bay. So, question. Does it have a limit until the tricorder will stop emitting the frequency? So, let's go back to our page down here again. Probability matrix. I think it's somewhat probable, don't you? I think it's somewhat, these things almost always have to be done within a certain time limit. 17. No, so right. Yeah. Wait. No. So no, it won't run out. So cool. Result. No. Clear. It's clearly because the frequency being emitted is really low, right? So it doesn't have any. Are there unexpected downsides to this? I think again, it's probable. Let's roll. 6. Yes. Okay. Yes. Let's pigeonhole that one. Do we get to the original landing team and free them? I think this is probable, right? $14 against probable. That's a yes. So we do manage to get there and free them, right? Yes. Now remember, we can't beam out from where we are because otherwise we'd have beamed them out already. We have we have an unexpected downside. So I'm going to say scene 9. That's the end of scene 8, right? So scene 8 is done, and I think scene 8 went well, right? We zapped the bad guy, we zapped the wasps, and we've got a little. Oh wait a minute, hold on. Scene 9. All right, so up here, so that was an X. So because that's just bad. Okay. Scene 9, we don't know yet. We've not done it. Scene 6 was also. So 6 and 7 were failures, right? Scene 9. So what I feel that we need to do here is generate a complication. Maybe. Let's have a look. Some of these don't make any sense, so maybe we should random failure, crisis of conscience. I'm not clever enough to think of one, though I feel that there's at the edge of my mind there's probably some kind of crisis of conscience here. Disease outbreak, environmental danger. Okay. Right, so this one's perfect, right? No, fiddlesticks. Environmental danger. So, scene 9. Start off with environmental danger. Because we also remember all in our environment suits as well. Because there's scene 6. There is metaphasic radiation emanating from all around. Hopefully our environment suits will protect us from the ill effects. Environmental danger. The resonance from the tricorder is causing some unusual effects in the strange material that makes up the planet. The metaphasic. So basically, the science officer. Did the science officer have a name? If not, the science officer is now called. Science officer is Tavar. I think it's good enough for now. So the science officer Tavar, because they're a variable. Science officer. So science officer Tavar pulls out their tricorder and checks for readings. Anyway, turn to Captain O'Reilly. I feel that we should attempt to vacate the planet as quickly as possible. Why is that, Tavar? It appears that something, for some reason, is amplifying the metaphasic radiation generated by this planet. And could it be this? She says, noting the thing, the tricorder that's emitting the energy. And goes, it is indeed possible that we have inadvertently created some kind of chain reaction in the planet. Well, that doesn't sound very good, she says. Is there any way that we can reverse it? She asks. Now, again, she doesn't really have any ideas. Well, she is going to roll the daring and science, right? For science. Engineering? For science. So she's going to try and do some science to have a look at this. See if she can come up with an idea. With a 9, she can. 1 success. Excremental. Captain O'Reilly looks at the readings. Surely we, maybe if we manage to get deeper, we would be able to trigger a nullifying frequency like this, and counteract the metaphasic de-stasis that we have inadvertently triggered. hopefully sparing these unfortunate insects. And Tavar looks at her and goes, Captain, I do believe that you are. I do believe that you have deduced a logical solution. Captain, I do believe that this is a logical approach. So they head down using their wee tricorders. They detect a tunnel that leads down deeper into the planet, and they find a suitable location to activate the nullifying pulse? Do they find a suitable location to activate the nullifying pulse? Question mark. Again, we should go to the matrix. Is that it? Yep. I think it's 50-50. So that's a yes. Awesome. Yes. One thing I should do is I'll sit down one day when I'm remarkably bored, and I will copy these tables into the roll tables in here, and I will make my life an awful lot easier, and I won't need to keep on looking at the book. What would be interesting, actually, would be if I could find a way to do it in Mythic. The GM emulator here. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Anyway, back to the story. Right, we run down a corridor, we turn around another corridor, there's a large pillar, we go past the large pillar, we have to navigate through some weird and unusual liquid which is on the ground. So I think this is all kind of a bit of I feel some daring, maybe actually fitness and security. Yeah. No successes. And there was a complication. Okay, see, I've made my life more difficult by making me have to roll here. Complications. Let's roll. Thing is lots of these complications don't make any sense. Because they're quite situationally specific. 3. Random failure. A piece of stable equipment suddenly shorts out, or a crew member fails. Oh, right, in an unexpected way. So, the tricorder issuing the. Okay, hold on. So, has this affected? No. So, right, this is the tricorder issuing the frequency that propels the wasps stops working. Okay, meaning we are now being chased by exceptionally angry wasps as we flee deeper into the planet. But we do manage to find the thing, but I feel that once again we're going to have a fight with some angry wasps, and I think that they've probably bought some warrior wasps, and assorted other angry wasp things. And the now we've got the whole landing party. Right. So I wonder if we've got extended tasks in here. Because really, extended tasks. Okay, it doesn't like it when I put two thingies in. Or maybe they just don't have extended tasks. Alright, extended conflict. Here we go. 209. When most conflicts you come across in your log can be determined with a single roll, some may involve multiple rolls over various scenes. These cases can include anything from intimidating vessels, an alternate way to track hits, okay, yeah, so we can just use okay, this is complications and extended conflicts. 1 to 5 the enemy removes a hit, 6 to 10 you suffer an additional hit, you lose momentum, reroll all successes. Momentum, okay, this is probably worth keeping a track of. Page 210. Okie dokie, 210. But this is not important for what we're doing right now. Right now. 210. I've lost what I was looking for. I remember. Personal combat loop. Perform a task. Because I always think that it's probably like a group of different things happening at the same time, right? So the science officer Tavar will attempt to counter the metaphasic stasis destabilization. Look at all those incorrectly spelt words all at the same time, and also I just noticed that this is off the side. Destabilization effect with their scientific expertise and an extended team. Right. I've managed to spell like literally every word wrong. This is because small letters, far away, not really paying a huge amount of attention. So I'm going to say they're going to have 3 boxes as well, right? Completion of the counter stasis thingy. That's what we'll call it for now. That's our techno babble for the day. So I'm going to roll on probably computers and science, right? Feels about right for our Vulcan officer. We should probably make some of these characters because I've got a feeling that we're going to be bouncing around. I don't mind running a whole crew. So the 7's a success. So we've got 1 success on the tracker to completion of the ship. The landing party is going to be attempting to lay down a suppressing fire with the incinerators, or firing lots of phasers, one or the other. And this is going to be, again, she's going to rush in and attempt a daring shooty efforts, because that's her thing. 3, yes, and I say team dynamics, so that's she generates an advantage. Generates an advantage, but we do 1 X. I don't want to leave this page. I don't want the advantage. So I'm going to say that the wasps were coming from multiple directions, but she managed just to like lay down a set of fire that destroys an alternate route into the area. So she's kind of like doubled. They've all got to come through a single funnel, right? Unless something weird happens. So that was that. Next round. So next round again. Tavar is going to do science. Oh, does science really well. So Tavar turns around and shouts, "I've set it up. The counter metaphasic pulse generator is functioning. We must leave as quickly as possible." Now, also let's so this is now going to be a moving withdrawal away from the area and attempting to find our way back out. So attempting to find our way back out. It feels like it's probably 3 whilst we're continuing the combat with the wasps. Right. So we do some pew 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 at the wasps, and we're going to use her again, as we like it, presence and command to rally her force, rally the forces. Hopefully, let's try and rally them. 12 for double success. Gain a point of momentum. Though we will probably use that momentum to do an extra point of damage immediately. So again, the group of the group is just so inspired by her amazing ability to lead from the front. Once again, that 4 would generate another advantage. So I think that the I think the main advantage is going to be the way ahead isn't being blocked, right? So we go back. So let's do attempting our way out. I think that's going to require. I think that will require reason and con, insight and con. Uh-oh. This is not going well. There's a complication. Fiddlesticks. What is the complication? Let's roll a d20. Eight. Environmental danger. Okay, well I think that this means that the characters are all characters are all suffering. Well, all the human characters, all the human, which is most of them, characters are suffering from the effects of metaphasic phasic radiation poisoning, and are feeling lethargic. All difficulties increased by 1. So I'm not really sure what increasing difficulty means, and I don't know if increasing difficulty is a thing in Captain's Log, but I'm going to use it anyway. So, next round, we are going to complete our combat against these beasties, and we're going to use control and security, right? So trying to be very precise. Complication. Oh no, wait. What is complication range? Okay. Is that what we mean by when it gets more difficult? I think so. Maybe. Let's see. 7 and a 6 though. Banging. I'm gonna keep that point of momentum because I think it will be useful in the upcoming moments. But this gives us, we've managed to fend off the last of our followers. So we're going to attempt to navigate our way out of here, which I think requires now I think it will require reason and con. Right? Feels about right. Perform task. Range 2. Oh, for goodness sakes. Another complication. What's the complication now? Roll 1d20. 6. Unexpected attack. Okay. So, whilst we're attempting to escape this corridor, also I think this is going to be the end of scene 9. So we're into scene 10. Scene 9 was 50-50, right? We managed to save the planet, but we have been having a bad time. So, negative. We've saved the away team and we've saved the planet, so that's kind of positive. But we have had a pretty bad run of luck on getting out of here. Well, I think that'll be unexpected attack. So here's a question: is the attack from the smugglers, or is the attack from the smugglers? I think this is 50-50. 9. So the attack is from the smugglers. Okay. Right. It just ended up being very combat heavy. Still attempting to run away. Let's take this out of there. Put it into here. We're attacked on our way out by some people armed with disruptors. They're also in protective suits. So, what I don't, I feel the crew attempts to resolve the crisis at hand, and outside force attacks. Attack party. And the first thing she's going to do is, because this is like her bag, right? Presence, command. Is command diplomacy? Hold on, let's just double check this. Hold on. Don't need to share these pages, let's take a look. Close this a second. Look for diplomacy. Diplomacy? Come on, what character worth their salt isn't going to have diplomacy? Ah, yeah, that's fine. Diplomacy, okay. Choose control or presence, +1 discipline that best fits the situation. So I think we're going to choose security and presence, right? So we're attempting to scare them or force them to lay down their arms via my sheer weight of personality and overpowering phases. 2. Roll dice. 3 successes. This is good. Alright. So I might as well use this excess point of momentum and gain one. So what I'm going to use this excess point of momentum on is removing the metaphasic radiation poisoning problem. We still have it. We still have it. Still have it. Have it. It's just not making us sick. So the Dr. Farouk has given us a pick-me-up. Cool. Top bananas. Well, that's good. And we have another point of momentum. And they stop shooting at us. And we're like, who are you? And we're like, we're representatives for the Federation. And they're like, we're Enconi Defense. We're Enconi Defense Forces. Enconi Defense Forces. We're here looking to shut down a smuggling operation. We detected some unknown variances in the planet's strange material. True, and we're coming down to see what the smugglers were up to, or if something else was wrong. And we're like, but we were investigating this planet with one of our landing parties, and they went missing. And so we attempted to rescue. And in order to doing so, we needed to set up a repulsion field to keep the wasps away. And yes, they're very dangerous. You should be careful on this world. It is off limits. We tend to shoot. We control access to this planet quite heavily. Then what happened? Well, we managed to counteract the resonance that had occurred using a inverse resonance metaphasic pulse generator, and we're now attempting to escape this planet. And we're like, and you mentioned smugglers earlier. Yes, they've been operating around here, smuggling out the strange matter and shipping it back to the Inconi homeworld. And they're like, we may know where this this smuggler group operating from. There's a base in one of the moons. Do you think you'd be able to show us a way out of this underground complex? And I'm like, yes, of course. So we don't need any of these anymore because we have resolved. We have made. Let's just do a. Now we do a presence and probably. Let's say command. Command. Kind of completely trying to. I mean, we already got like 2 big old successes, and we got 1 more success here. So I think between the 3 successes we got here, or 1 success we got here, they lead us back up to the surface. We have made fast friends due to our attempts to resolve the situation below without harming too much of the natural wildlife. Who was it? Tavar. Tavar notes the whole planet appears to be alive. Alive. Tony and Coney. So basically, it turns out that this whole planet is alive, and this is something that Tavar discovered whilst she was down here doing the science expedition before they were inadvertently captured by the wasps. And the Inconi, of course, indeed, this is one of the reasons why we attempt to keep the planet off bounds. The entire planet itself is alive. Not exceptionally intelligent, of course. More like a very large sponge. This, of course, is being translated by the Universal Translator. It is impressive that you know Inconi. No, we have a Universal Translating technology. Right? This is a very impressive piece of technology. Our system is nearby. We discovered this planet on one of our early surveys. Not long after we discovered faster than light technologies. And this conversation continues until we reach the surface. Our Inconi friends inform us of the same. This whole world is alive. Not grins are Inconi friends. So cool. We didn't shoot at each other. We almost did, but we didn't because we're all such great friends now. Scene 10. No, scene 11. I think that we now need to do a log, right? I don't think we did one for 1, but we do a supplementary log. Supplementary log. Caption. Supplementary log. So the supplementary log. We've encountered a spacefaring race known as the Inconi. We have encountered a spacefaring race known as the Inconi. Who are takers of this strange world. The world that has turned out to be a living creature. A truly spectacular discovery. They are they seem to be a sophisticated and cultured society with who place great pride in helping worlds in their vicinity. Now, this is something that is quite interesting. The general view in Star Trek is like the Prime Directive, right? Which is you leave stuff alone, right? And if you look at most of the species, they either leave stuff alone that aren't warp, or they conquer them in some way or another, right? Whereas it's surprising that there aren't more species who just help their neighbours, right? When they discover a species, they just help them. Right? That's their prime directive is to, attempt to do as little harm as possible, but to always help species uplift themselves within their context, so they don't have to. The idea that you visit a world and go, oh look, these aliens they've only got nuclear technology. We should just ignore them, right? And then you come back and they've all nuked each other, and the society is just dead. Whereas if you'd intervened and you could have helped them get past that, get them to clean energy, etc., you could have created you could have helped foster a society that was far more progressive and capable than actually a radioactive barren wasteland. So I think it's interesting if the Inconi are in fact uplifters, right? But they encounter species and they help them where possible. An interesting concept. An interesting concept, but at odds with how we in the Federation operate, which they in turn find a interesting concept. However, that is a discussion for another day. Now we head towards the moon. Now we head towards the moon, harboring the smugglers, to show the Inconi the suspected base. Cool. Right, now scene 11. We approach the moon. Question. Do the smugglers mount an ambush? I think that this is. Let's get back to the. Let's get back to the rock. Back to the rock. Let's get back to the rock. Not the rock. Let's get back to the yes/no probability matrix. And let's show you the yes/no probability matrix, because we know you love to see it. There you go. Now you can see it. I think it's probable that they will be attempting to launch some kind of ambush as we approach 2. So yes, they do. So, hold on. I've got a point of momentum. So I'm gonna. So I will expend that point of momentum to provide us with early warning of the ambush. We receive early warning of the ambush due to our communications officers' careful ongoing monitoring of the base and subspace frequencies. He identified a reduction in traffic and an increase. Okay, right. So Captain, I've whilst you were down on the planet, we noticed a significant decrease in the amount. First of all, there was a significant increase of the amount of subspace communication, and we noticed a number of ships returning to the moon at high impulse. We believe that they may be laying some sort of. We have identified, and following off of that, we have identified. We believe that we have identified a threat. Right, so I think that with that we're going to do a sensors security. $9.19. Okay, right. So we detect a plasma minefield. We detect a plasma minefield. We raise comms to our Anconi friends. Their ship is significantly, not significantly, but their ship is probably they're probably closer to like late. They're probably closer to like 2040s technology, right? Whereas we're 2240, whilst we're on 2260 technology. So we detect a plasma minefield and we inform our Anconi friends. So we stop. So there's a minefield in front of us. Can we create some kind of scientific technobabble to get through it? So there are two routes, 3 routes. There are probably 3 routes. 3 routes. Go around the minefield. Go around the minefield. Disable the minefield. And destroy the minefield. So, we'll approach disabling the minefield as our first option. And we won't use me, we'll use the ship again, because this isn't her area of expertise. So we will use... So this is really where I think it would be good to have like something a bit like these, but for the ship. And you can, so I suppose you could match them up, controlled communications, because I mean, daring and computers don't really feel like they match up. Engines of it does, sensors, insight, structure, presence. I almost feel, yeah, who knows. Right. Anyway, so let's use computers and science. One success. Cool. So we're able to check Tavar. If we change the deflector modulation frequency to 77215 in the lower band of frequency distribution, we should be able to disarm the arming system, right? Make it so, Tavar. Make it so, Commander. And so she does. Now, and I think it's probable that this works, right? So I think it's probable that it works. So does it work? It does. Right. So Tavar disarms the field, and the ships fly through the field with a scene. I reckon that brings out scene 12. You see these kind of like mines just floating in space as the two ships glide through space. So let's mark that down as a success. Alright. Scene 12. Well, I definitely think at this point that the pirates are going to mount an attack with their ships, right? Pirates, smugglers. Well, do they? Do the smugglers attempt an attack with their actual ships? Do the smugglers attempt an attack? Question mark. Roll the dice. Yes, they do. Well, I was doing about 50-50, by the way. So they do, right? So their ships appear. Let's go back to here. Starship conflict resolution. So what do we do here? You may not care to keep extensive records of damage during ship-to-ship battle. You may prefer to keep the action focused on your captain. If such is the case, make use of the system hit matrix, generating ship damage probabilities on page 308. You may use downtime or the maintenance table on 310 or system hit matrix on 308 to generate damage. For determining crew casualties table on page 310. I feel like I'm missing something there. Starship combat. Combat between starships occurs in similar style to combat between individuals, albeit on a far larger scale. Yeah, right, whatever. Initiative. Which ship attacks first in the scene? Well, it will be them, right? Because we're the Federation and we don't shoot fire first. Attacking your adversaries. Attacks made by utilizing your ship's weapon plus security. If you succeed, track 1 hit against your adversaries. If you have momentum, you may spend it. Right, fine. Hits against your ship. When your attack when you fail a task, your ship receives 1 hit. Consult the system's hit matrix 308 to learn which system has been impacted. If your hits are fewer than your starship's scale, consult the generating damage probability. What about shields? Because, you know, shields are a thing. If your ship has received several hits greater than the scale, greater than or equal to scale, the affected system receives critical damage, such as a critical damage is a certainty. If the system already has critical damage, re-roll on the system hit matrix until a system without critical damage takes critical damage. Okay. Okay, cool. What's this? Hits, scale, extra hits. Guarantees 3 systems. Each hit beyond scale also inflicts critical damage to another system. The second hit beyond scale guarantees 3 hits, 3 systems with critical damage, resulting in a defeat. Okay, cool. Right, so our ship is a scale 4, right? Yeah, scale 4. I think. Just double check that. Let's go back up here. I love Miranda class. Constitution, where we are. Scale 4, yeah. Okay, cool. And where did we just put that page? We don't know. It's gone. We've got to go back. Back to the rock. Values, minus, plus, exclamation mark. We were on Starship Combat. So, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it's our thingy, and then 1, 2. Now I'm going to say they probably, as we're only smugglers, right? Your hit scales plus 2, blah de blah de blah. We take X because we have not fired first. Add 1 point of damage to your ship. Spend momentum. Tracks full. No. Check for critical damage. 215. Page 215. No. So, page 308. So what page are we on? 2014. 308. Generating ship damage. Roll a d20. Roll. 17. Structure. Minor damage. Minor to it's definitely minor damage. So, well, I mean it's structural damage. So, let's roll. 20. Negligible damage. The damage appears more serious than it is and does not affect any critical systems. This is to be expected, right? The ship has taken negligible damage to its hull. I'm not sure how. I'm pretty sure the shield should have protected us, but you know, whatever. I feel like that's probably something that I'll need to bespoke, right? Next, our action. So we will perform a task. I mean, so where it says perform a task, it doesn't say necessarily that you need to attack the adversary. Resolve the combat. At the end of combat, if you've been successful, fill in the current delta on the mission chart. Only one delta on the mission chart is ticked as a result of any single combat encounter, regardless of how many attack. Yes, well, that all makes perfect sense. So, we are going to shoot at them. Pew, pew! And so they're saying weapons and security. Ooh, not good at that. It's just flat 10. Perform task. Shooty, shooty. Ah, but we do manage to hit them. Our first volley of phasers. I'm going to be honest. I might end up using the full fat ship combat rules in the future, as opposed to just the simplified rules. But we'll see. We phaser one of the ships, kind of falls out of line, right? As we cripple its engines, its power core. So their shields are small and inoffensive to us. So apply one hit, spend a minute with threats, check for damage, roll for another attack. So yep, let's the ship will continue to pew 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 pew. I need to get a little soundboard. Attack. Oh dear, look at that pew pew. Look at that pew pew. 2 successes. Got 1. Gives us momentum. Happy days. Oh, no, do. And we'll use that point of momentum to take take 2 rounds off of it, right? So we pew pew, and all the ships are disabled. The smugglers open up a hail to surrender. Scene 13. So I think this is good. We're good on this one. Scene 13. I think this is just going to be... we meet with our Enconi colleagues to celebrate their victory over the pirates in the bar, because you know we're a Constitution class. We've got a bar in the bar, and we will use our. We're going to be using our presence and our command. Hopefully being somewhat charming, and diplomacy, of course, to create an advantage. They ask us if we wish to go to their homeworld to have a look around. So we do. I think that is a successful scene. X marks for spot. See, I feel it's scene 4. This is almost a montage as we accelerate towards 9 o'clock. Scene 14 on the planet. We open up negotiations with what kind of planet is it? That's a question. Allies and adversaries, momentum and threat spend, encounters, missions, I guess it's further down. I'm sure I saw one about generating planets, beasts, spaceborne entities, locations. We should probably roll up a sector at some point. So, what's the spectral class of a planet, of a star? Roll 11. Class M. So, star is class M. Luminosity is 16. V. Spatial phenomena. In addition to notable systems, alright, so that's not interesting. System generation, number of planets. 17. 9 planets. With 9 planets. Oh, wait a minute. Modifiers for the number of planets on the planets table. M, -3. Okay. So actually, it has 6 planets. 6 planets. Oh, right. It's a modifier to the D20 roll, not the thingy. Okay, so it's 17 -3. 14. So 7 planets. Okay. 7 planets. My ears itching. Inner worlds, outer worlds. So, worlds upon worlds. Roll a d20, divide by 4, and round up. That's planet's orbital position. The next step is to find out where the primary habitable world is. Roll a d20, divide it by 4. Okay. Divide it out by 4. Round it up or round it down? Round it up. 2. Geomortus. I presume that means it's geologically dead. But there's a class B world. So oh wait, primary planet. What do we get? 5. Class L. Class L. Marginal or geoplastic. Geoplastic sounds delicious. Notable worlds, moons. How many moons have we got? 4. 1 moon. With 1 moon. I think we're already going. This is a it's a federation, right? I think it's a federation. The Anconi Federation. It is a participatory democracy. It is an anarchic participatory Anarchic participatory democracy. What do they have to offer? That's a good question. Lots, I feel. I don't think rolling one dice is really fair for them because I'm kind of strategic location. Location and knowledge, right? Because I think they've been operating in this section of space recently. So like the past 50 years, I reckon they've been operating in this area of space. They've been operating in this area for about 50 years at warp 1 through 4, right? Uplifting societies. And forming a significant alliance of worlds. Cool. So, what can we do on the planet that might need a role? Well, again, I think it'll be presence and command, right? Because we're doing the... Well, probably... I think probably con, right? So we're going to just go explain Starfleet to them. Three successes. Okay, momentum point. Whilst they see distinct differences, namely in the way that they uplift people and we leave them to be destroyed by asteroids, they see many similarities and many exciting sounding opportunities. So they offer to have a diplomat from their faction installed on the USS Endeavor to A, help for knowledge sharing, and B, help with communication back on Earth. Now I think at the same time we will have one of our ambassadors, one of our diplomatic corps, a diplomatic team, remain on the planet. So scene 15, we exchange diplomatic teams and leave the system. The system to continue exploration. Not really how I feel that the end's probably supposed to go, but I found it a satisfying conclusion to our first adventures in this new area. I think on one put aside, it means that we can probably go further quicker, right? And we because they're kind of stuck to kind of warp 3, warp 4, whereas we're at warp kind of 8, 9, but old scale warp 8, right? Not new scale warp 8. But cool. I don't know. Excellent. So, Captain's log, epilogue. I mean, almost that entire section is the epilogue, right? Captain's, not Catanis. Captain's log, epilogue. Vivian Coney, what do you call it? Envoy? Delegation. Vivian Coney and delegation aboard. Our journey through the sector of space has been far more productive, far quicker, far more productive at a far faster pace than we had anticipated. And given they have already mapped most of the intelligent species in the cluster, and have many useful records for us. I am unsure as to how we will coexist in the future, given our differing philosophies on first contact. But I am excited to continue our relationship as we venture into new regions. I'm sure also that the philosophers back in the Federation are going to have their work cut out for them in understanding the approaches used here. And that's the end of The Nest, Episode 1, pilot episode. Cool, top bananas, say that. So we should probably also call it The Nest. Cool. Well, that was exciting. I thought it was anyway. Happy days. Cool. Well, I will let you all go. It's been a pleasure once again, and as always, to do this. I might do some more tomorrow. We'll see. I might do something else. I might run one of those weird little games that I've got laying around, because I'm free tomorrow most probably. So, cool. Well, I'll see you then. Farewell. Have fun. And boldly go. And live long and prosper. Yeah, that's me. I'm done. So, bye. Slide.